What up, bro?
Hey, man, what a heck of a Super Bowl, man. And if I gotta pay $6,000 for some nosebleeds, then fuck it. I'll pay
Nah, man, I ain't paying that shit for that. I'd rather watch it at home on TV like I just did. That was a great game for sure. But I'm just gonna be honest with you. I can throw my little bit out there, give it to you off top. That ref cannot call that last 2 minutes of the game, man. Let that go. This is Super Bowl. I understand it might have been a flag regular season and all that. But that little pull right there, you can't call that with 2 minutes to go, man. Let that
I
get
mean,
35-30.
I'm
Let
just gonna
them
say
kick a
they
field
missed a
goal,
few
at least give the
calls.
Eagles a chance.
Yeah,
Huh? No,
yeah,
I'm
no,
here to
I,
say what you
I,
said.
I agree with you. But I'm gonna say they
Okay.
missed a few calls early. And, like, man, again, it's a football game, man. The one thing that I didn't expect is the Chiefs to be able to score those points on that Eagles defense. And I'm
That
just gonna
defense
keep.
didn't even come. They didn't even come to play today at all. They just
I,
looked at
I,
average.
I was just for the say I'm gonna keep it 100. The Eagles defense did not come to play like I thought they was gonna come to play.
You know what it looked like to me, and I'm just gonna throw it out there. But I think that 3-4 hours, because that the build up of the game, they out there warming up. I think they used all their juice in warming up for the game because the Eagles defense ain't looked that horrible all season. Chiefs was getting anything they wanted on them.
I mean, especially in the second half. I mean, I don't know if they was tired. I don't know what, but Sirianni is a new coach. He's a rookie coach. Well, not a rookie coach, but a young
Bro,
coach.
they didn't get no pass rush the whole game.
All I'm gonna say is that Andy Reid and his defense and his offense look more prepared than what we saw, from Sirianni and the Eagles dominated the first half of the game. If you look at offense and time of possession in the first half, it all dictated the Eagles. And you just looking for the Eagles to close the shop in the second half, and it just didn't happen.
Well, that turnover was huge because they could have went up 21-7 and it was 14-14. They really didn't dominate the first half as bad as they could have or they should have. That defense wasn't really there.
I
And then
mean,
you
if the
say,
Eagles don't turn the ball over, they have 3 touchdowns. Like, anytime you get a pick six or a fumble six or whatever you want to call it, it's big. And even with the
yeah,
Eagles dominating the first half, with that fumble six in the equation, you know, again, it affected them in the second half because they dominated the first half big time. If they don't have that turnover, then maybe they win the game. So, it's a heck of a game. I didn't see the Chiefs winning, but like I told
hey,
you,
I told you that. I told you that the other day when you gave me the spread. You said 70% money was on the Eagles, and I said go to Chiefs
yeah,
because
you,
the
you
way the
definitely said
the
that.
way Vegas goes, the money dictates who wins the game. I can care less about the rest of it. And what's funny is that point spread. What was it? 2? 1 point and a half?
1.5, yeah.
It's 3 point game. Even though it went against the Eagles, it still was a 3 point game. So I'm telling you that you can never not know the spread if you just betting on because the Eagles got the better team, if you ask me. But that defense that I've seen all season, they didn't wreak no havoc today, man. I'm still shocked. And I just want to throw this one at you because I know you are football savant. Andy Reid with them little wrinkles for them touchdowns, bro.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was nice. He went
yeah.
to
I
and the
mean,
dude
G,
just stopped and fell back. I'm like, whoa, I ain't never seen that.
when we when
Never.
we when we talked about the game, you know, the one thing that I said that would affect, I was big time Eagles was gonna win, but I said the one thing that might affect the outcome of this game was how bad Andy Reid's players wanted
You
him
said
to
that. You said that.
wanted them to one win the Super Bowl, but be the leading scorer. I mean, the most wins in both Philadelphia and Kansas City. And it seemed to me that the Kansas City guys just wanted it more. And especially in that second half. But I'm not gonna lie to you, G. Watching the game, Philly wins that game. Like I don't know how it
No,
comes
bro, the
down to.
adjustments. He got when you was hitting on it earlier when you said Soriano, Andy Reid out coached him. I'm gonna give you two
Yeah,
reasons. I'm gonna give you two things.
100%.
On the goal line, them two plays because he ran it twice. That we look like we about to shift across field and stop and come back on the dime for 2 touchdowns in the second
Yeah,
half. But
yeah.
what really broke it open, where the Eagles didn't have no answer for him, they was double teaming Kelsey, and he went to Juju Smith's what's his last name? Juju. You know Juju
Juju Smith-Schuster
from Schuster.
from the
I was
Steelers.
like, oh, that was an adjustment. And the Eagles never could readjust because they was shutting down Kelsey. And both of those touchdowns was to somebody we don't know about. And Juju Smith Schuster called everything that was thrown his way.
Which is a shocker.
I'm
And
just
because
saying though.
that's
You
some
talk
shit he did not do in Pittsburgh,
right, but I'm just
And
saying that's coaching. And then they hit them all first half like they didn't have nobody else to go to. Second half, all of a sudden, all the balls was going to Juju. And I was thinking like,
except
ooh,
for I
but
mean again, bro, it is not a surprise. Like we talked
that's
about
coaching.
Andy Reid
Coaches
being a
matters. We talked about that.
great coach all year long.
Yeah.
And so
All his
they
career,
like the
not just here,
nosebleeds.
but
They
yeah.
see Andy Reid being the coach, and I think the most talent was still on Philly's side, but you had a coach that wasn't ready for the big times. And as much as we talked about Andy Reid being that guy, we didn't talk about Sirianni's first time. And I'm gonna tell you something. When they were doing the national anthem and this motherfucker was crying, I said, "Yeah, they about to lose," because he's
Dude,
so
that's a big
emotional.
stage though. That's a big stage. He
No,
was he was soaking
I
it all
agree with
in.
you, but I'm just saying he was so caught in the emotions of the moment, he could not be prepared for the intellect of the moment, and
Right.
that's what I'm saying.
Well,
Like,
I can't say that because I feel like they was prepared. I just feel like Andy Reid, whatever they did, and you told me this last week. You said kids or teammates,
players, yeah,
players play hard for their coaches in those
yeah,
type of environments, and
yeah.
that offensive line for the Chiefs didn't give up nothing. But I was impressed with that Eagles offensive line too, man. That little push every time they was getting 2 yard pushes on every 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. I ain't never seen that.
Listen, the the I was like just like you said, man. I mean, both offensive lines played hard. They were ready to go, but the Chiefs was just more ready to go than the Eagles.
They look more
And
polished.
I was
They didn't make
shocked.
no mistakes. I'm
No,
with you.
they did. And all this, you don't think the Chiefs is gonna win this game until the last few minutes. The whole game, Philly is playing better. They're playing better the whole game.
What about the
And
pocket pool with Mahomes in the fourth quarter and run the ball for 35 yards?
yeah,
Ain't did nothing all game. They talking about that ankle. They talking about that ankle. Next thing you know, 35 yards. They on the 20. It's like,
yeah.
game over.
But we talked about that the last game. They did the same thing. You know what I'm saying? And then the Eagles was flexing, Hurts run early. Like it's coaching. At the end of the day, it's coaching. When the talent is equal, then coaching is what's on the table.
Yeah,
And when the talent is not equal, then the talent is gonna win out.
right.
And you saw today, the talent was equal. Everything was equal. Yardage, points scored,
Everything. The
Kelsey
coach.
brothers in the game, and the coaching is what won this. And we said it. We talked about it. Even though we both picked the Eagles, we said that that team could beat them if Andy Reid pulled the right strings, and he pulled the right strings, and more importantly, his team executed.
Bro, the right strings. But I was like, even now, I'm asking you, next year, We gonna see that. I don't know if it's gonna work for everybody, but that play with that fake acting like you shifting and fall back, that was wide open twice. And when I say the ref can't call that, they was going for it 3 times, but he grabbed them. And it was definitely a hold, but I let it go, man. Don't call that. Let him kick a field goal and at least
Nah,
get it
man, the
over.
ref got to call it. And this is what
Still in the
and you,
Super Bowl, bro.
motherfucker, you coach too. I
I'm
mean,
just saying in the Super Bowl.
all I want as a coach is you to call the game by the rules.
Both ways.
That's
Either
all
way,
I
it
want.
don't matter. Right.
And if you're gonna call it by the rules equally, then I feel like my team is gonna come out on top because I'm teaching my boys every day to play by the rules. So that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, it fell. It actually, like you said, you never thought the Chiefs was gonna win up until
No.
Mahomes did the little 35-yard run because they were at the 50. I'm like, well, he already the dude already missed the field goal, but then when Mahomes ran that straight up the middle and like everybody, I was like, oh wow, they finna run
Yeah,
out this
this
clock.
over.
Yeah, they finna run out this clock. Oh, and they did exactly that. So hey, hats off to Andy Reid and Mahomes now because at the end of the day, you've been calling for this all week. I know we both felt like the Eagles was better, but you said if Andy Reid and that coaching come through, which it did, you gotta tip
G,
your hat to him. You
G, I
have
gotta throw a wrinkle into this whole thing, right?
okay.
Why do you get rid of a coach like Andy Reid?
In the
Like it
first
makes no sense. And I know you win a Super Bowl in 18, and that's fine. But like Pittsburgh's had the same coach 16 years. Andy Reid been where he's been for a while. When you got coaches that can really coach, you bring them the groceries and let them cook the meal. And you know, at the end of the day, Philly fucked off, and the coach that they should have had on the sideline this year is on the other side, and they lose the Super Bowl.
and I agree with you to some point, but sometimes change is good. A change of scenery for both teams. Because when he left, yeah, he went to Kansas City. They got a Super Bowl, but that opened the door for them to get a Super Bowl because they was always getting to the door, but they was never getting over the hump. I understand what
Man,
you're saying. Stick
again,
with
but they rotating coaches, they rotating fucking players. Like, I mean, again, I get it. Sometimes change is, but it reminds me of fuck ass Philly fans and fuck ass Philly expectations. And And now
them. Oh
y'all
wow!
miss out on the Super Bowl because of it. You just lost the World Series, and now you lost the Super Bowl. I mean, fuck ass Philly fans need to back down and let the money, let the coordinators, let the GMs dictate.
Let me ask you this: because he balled, do you think Jalen Hurts earned his big contract coming his way?
If they don't give him the big contract, send him to Pittsburgh. He can stay in Pennsylvania and everything.
We could use him. I like that. He said, if y'all don't want him, we can use him.
If y'all don't want to pay him,
I hear you,
we'll
bro.
see y'all a nice fresh rookie and everything.
I promise you, give you a few picks and everything. Y'all don't want him?
Man,
'Cause that kid was balling out there, man. His defense didn't give him nothing. When I say nothing,
yeah.
I was tripping because I was looking like I was talking to bro while we were watching the game, and he was because he hadn't watched no games. And he was like, "Man, everybody been talking about this Eagle defense like the '85 Bears." I was like, "Who told you that?"
No, they didn't show up today.
Said they look. They said they was better than the Ravens did. I said, "No, they
No,
decent.
I
They ain't
mean
Ravens.
that's what you would have thought. I mean, and I would
How
have
they
thought
been
it
whooping on
too.
everybody else exactly, but they didn't show up in the Super Bowl."
No, they didn't show up. But gee, you need to go back and look at your own tape. You kind of called this,
What?
and you kept saying as much as I'm talking about Philly and AD, you kept talking about Mahomes and Andy Reid in the offense, and so it kind of
Yeah, but
wiggled his way out.
I have been watching the Philly and the Eagles. Like I told you, I was a Mahomes fan, so I know what they gonna do on offense. But I ain't seen no defense that was getting around like what the Eagles have been doing. For them to not give me nothing in the Super Bowl, oh, and just another take I just want to put out there right off top for corporate America and NFL with all the corporate. put some nosebleed fans up in them stands so y'all can get some energy in the building, man. Y'all got all these, what you
Hey,
say,
since they stealing
$7,000 nosebleed seats? There wasn't no energy in the building.
since they stealing everything else from the nosebleeds,
I'm
maybe
just saying.
they can steal that from us.
I'm serious, bro, because look, it's the Super Bowl. This is our biggest game. And you got all these corporate people in here who ain't got no energy, don't want to root. That for that to be the Super Bowl, there was no energy in the building. Come
Folks, you
on,
gotta
man.
understand when you talking to Super Bowl, people are paying the price
I get
just
money.
to come. Oh, listen to me. They
Okay.
paying the price just to come to the event. They don't have no buy-in with the teams.
I know
And
that.
then
That's why I
and
said
then you
corporate
start
America,
talking
because
about the teams that are there. The everyday fan can't pay what they're asking. The average price, and this was supposed to be one of the cheapest Super Bowls in the last 2-3 years, was $4,200, and it dropped down 30% because it was $6,000 last Sunday. So we can't pay that fucking price.
and
It
I
has to
agree
be
with
a
you.
block of
Exactly.
make
Leave the nosebleeds.
whether
Leave
it's
our
the
section for us.
nosebleeds or something. You got to be able to let the average fan be able to afford a game, and that's
Especially with a
it.
Super Bowl,
And then
because
don't sell those fucking tickets to corporate entities.
none of that.
Let it be one or
For
two
the average
tickets
fan.
at a time.
And I
And
agree with you, because
no,
that's where
I
your
agree
energy
with
is going to
you.
come from in that building. But no, that energy, it was more energy for the Rihanna Super Bowl show than the game. I was disappointed with that, because
Hold
I was
on,
looking for
hold
I
on,
was
hold
no,
on.
I
I've
liked
been
the
waiting on
Rihanna
this.
show though. That was decent. No, I
I've
wasn't
been
talking about
waiting
that.
on this. I've been
I'm
waiting on
serious.
this.
Bro, I'm just trying to tell you,
I've been
man.
waiting on this.
Super Bowl, bro.
I've
I
been
need
waiting on
energy in the
this.
building. Okay.
Riri.
Man, she was looking good up
Riri
there,
was
bro.
floating in the air, G. Hey,
Man.
her dances was on point. You had to look at her dances too.
Oh, yeah, it
Like,
was going down.
hey, the halftime show was so dope. The
Yeah,
only
it was.
thing that was missing was a boob. Like, hey,
Nah,
Rihanna,
bro.
she
If she wasn't pregnant again, hey, she would have really. No, seriously, she would have tore that stage up, because you could tell she wanted to get in the moves. She wanted to dance with other dancers, but she couldn't really get loose.
yeah, she definitely, if she ain't pregnant again, goddamn it.
No, she is pregnant. I done already seen that. That flew across the wire quick. She on.
Okay.
She gonna have another baby. Yeah, he knocked her up twice.
Hey, that nigga ain't stupid.
Hell no. Hey, but I'm just, you get back to what we saying, bro. That's the Super Bowl. You need some real fans in the building to keep that energy, because all the playoff games, every single one we watch, it was energy in the building. Screaming left or right, for or against your team.
Not
This,
everyone, but you definitely clear. I agree with you.
but I'm
Tonight it
just
was
saying, the
clear.
Super Bowl,
It was too many corporate
that's
entities
what I'm
in
saying.
play tonight.
Don't want to really cheer. They just come on, man. This your biggest game, man. You gotta, like you said, block off the section for some real fans that's gonna get loud, like you like it. I don't know. That was
No, you
disappointing.
do know.
The
You do
game was
know, and
good.
you're
The game
100%
was
correct.
good, but if it would have had that energy, I think it could have. Let's just say the Eagles.
Bro, I'm
I
gonna
think
tell
it
you
could have pulled
when
them
I
over the
saw it.
hump.
When I saw LeBron and Savannah, shout out to LeBron and Savannah. They down in the ghetto hood first, first
No,
family,
Rihanna and
right?
ASAP Rocky. Okay.
But I know damn well that they wasn't rooting for Philly or Kansas City.
That's my
You see
point.
what I'm saying?
You get what I'm saying,
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. So like it hit my man at that point. You
I
know,
just look. I'm looking at the game, and I'm looking for the. Let's just say them Phillies for 3rd-and-1s, and they going 2 yard. Man, fans in the stadium was supposed to erupt on some of them. Or some of
yeah.
them plays at the end, and or that flag that the ref threw. If it was some real fans in that building, that ref would have not threw that flag. Matter of fact, I can give you another one. Like you said early in the game, the refs missed a call. It was Philly was getting ready to go for it on the push, and the Chiefs he jumped, but the ref didn't throw it. The Chiefs like he jumped, and then he threw a flag. If it was some real fans, some energy in that building, that ref wouldn't have threw that flag, man. You don't want that smoke. But
I
like I
mean,
said,
again, I saw a holding call where they motherfucker held him for like 10, 15 yards and then let him go. And then they didn't call it. It wasn't, in a Super Bowl, you expect the best referees along with the best teams. And tonight you didn't get that.
well,
But
you can't say that because it was a good game. That was a decent for
no, it
Super
was a
Bowl
great
game.
game. It
Yeah,
was
for
a great
sure.
game.
But
But I
like I said,
expect a better call, a better officiated game
right.
than what I saw.
Okay. Well, I agree. I didn't think the officiating was that bad. I just
No,
think
it wasn't.
that
Gee,
last
it
call, you
was
gotta
not
let that
bad.
go.
It was
Huh?
not bad, but it was two or three, four calls that you would expect the best officials in the league to make, and
They
then
have to
it
make
didn't happen.
right, right. Okay then, well, what's your shout out for the week? We did our little Super Bowl recap. What's the shout out? Who you shouting
Man,
out?
I mean, first off, it was a great game. Rihanna was amazing. Uh,
Okay.
shout out to
Okay.
Jalen Hurts
And she
and
was, and she looked good too with her
man, she
pregnant
looking
head.
good. But shout out to both teams. But today, you know what I'm saying? My nosebleed shout out's gonna go to True Goy the Dove. I met True Goy the Dove when I was touring as a rapper. We did a show together in Boston. Um, man, it broke my heart when I saw that he passed away today. You know what I'm saying? It was one of the best nights of my life.
From
To
from
rock
De
the
La
stage,
Soul, right?
huh?
Drew from De La Soul, right?
Oh yeah, my bad. I should have said that. But yeah,
Yeah, I had
from
to think about what you was talking about. Yeah, from De La Soul. Okay, I
True
got you.
Goy the Dove from De La
Yeah,
Soul. You
yeah.
know, uh, first off to be able to learn from them and be able to rock the stage behind them. But like the shit that was dope, G, it was like the time they spent with me after the show. And
Okay.
we in the facility so long, you know, doing our thing, puffing 9 marijuana cigars and drinking drinks. And then the club owner comes to try to put us out. And for them to snap out on them and like, nah, we pouring into this young artist. It just meant so much to me. And, you know, just shout out to De La Soul. Shout out to the members of De La Soul and rest in peace to True Goy the Dove. My heart is really a little sad, a lot saddened today.
Okay. Well, I want to send in my shout out to both of these black quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes, because y'all actually showed up and showed out on the biggest stage. I don't want to hear no more about what we can and can't do because we did that thing.
Yeah.
So even though Mahomes won, the Eagles didn't. They definitely didn't lose. Yeah, you might have lost the game, but we didn't lose. So hey, that's my shout out from the nosebleeds. Keep up the good work, fellas. Let's go.